Hello guys, this is Harshvardhan. Welcome back to my channel Harsha CBS. Guys, in this lecture we are going to discuss about the important concept called as a storage oscilloscope. Storage oscilloscope is a special purpose oscilloscope. It is used to store the information on the screen of CRO. Now we will understand how it will store the information on the screen of the CRO. Okay? Yes. The first main thing is the storage target differs from the standard password target by their ability to retain the waveform pattern. Before going this, we will understand what is a storage target and what is a standard target. Okay, by looking at this diagram, we can clearly see for the normal CRT, we are having only phosphorus screen. We are not having this collector mesh and storage mesh. We are just having only phosphorus screen. Okay, it is a standard phosphorus screen. But when we place this storage mesh, it differs for this storage oscilloscope and the normal oscilloscope. Okay, so storage target differs from the standard phosphor target by their ability to retain the waveform for a long time. It is independent of a phosphor persistence. It is the important point that we need to note that this complete process is independent of a persistence of a phosphor. By the way, persistence is a term that is used to indicate how much time our signal will stay on the CRO once the switch is off. Okay, it is called a persistence. Even the switch is off, how much duration our signal will stay on the screen of CRO, it is called a persistence. Okay, now in general, storage techniques are two types. First one is a mesh storage, second one is a phosphor storage. Now we will discuss about these two storages in detail. Coming to mesh storage. Mesh storage, it is the pictorial representation of a mesh storage. It is having a CRT plus 4 additional components. In general, CRT is having only right angle, vertical deflection plate, horizontal deflection plate and phosphor screen. But considering the storage oscilloscope, we are having a extra component of a flood gun, collimator electrode, collector mesh and storage mesh. These are the 4 components additional we are having with respect to the CRT. So it is forming as a storage oscilloscope. Okay. Now we will see the explanation how this storage oscilloscope actually works. Okay. Suppose this electron gun is used to produce electron beams, right? From here we have already discussed that the electrons are deflected based on the deflection plate. So electron will try to reach the phosphorus screen. But before phosphorus screen, here we are having a storage mesh. Okay, our storage mesh is basically considering a dielectric material. Yes, our storage mesh is basically consisting as a dielectric material on the above. Now what will happen? These electrons which are coming from the electron gun will, before striking the phosphor screen, it will strike the storage mesh. Okay, so in this form, format, these electrons will strike the screen of a storage mesh. So electrons will strike continuously to the screen of a storage mesh like this. Okay, now what will happen? Now wherever the place at where the electrons strike the storage mesh, there a positive charge is created. Okay, in this format, here positive charge, here positive charge. So continuous positive charge is created on the storage mesh. Now what will happen when this process is happening? From the flood gun, remember, from the flood gun, a low velocity electron beam will strike the storage mesh. Now see, from the flood gun, electron beam will strike the storage mesh screen. Okay, like this. Like this, from the flood guns, from the two flood guns which are at the top and bottom, the electron beam will strike the storage mesh. Now what will happen? The positive charge is located here. When this electron beam touches the positive charge, it will enable to flow into the screen of a phosphor. So at this point, our beam or our light is going to touch the phosphor screen in this format. So until the flood gun is active, so this is continuous. Okay, so in this format, until the flood gun is active, we can store the information on the screen for a long time. Once the flood gun is removed, now what will happen? There is no black line, so there is no passage from the positive charge to the phosphor screen. So here the main vital role is played by these flood guns. So these flood guns will play the main vital role here. Okay, now. So this is the process how actually this storage is occurring on the storage CRO. Okay, now mesh storage CRT uses a dielectric material is placed on a storage mesh. Okay, it is the important one. So what we are doing here? Mesh storage CRT uses a dielectric material. I have already said that here we are using a dielectric material. Mesh is placed. Where these meshes are placed? These meshes are placed between deflection plates and the phosphor screen. Okay. Now, writing gun charges the dielectric material positively where it hits. From this we can see this gun will strike the screen and it will turn into positive. Okay. Now storage target is bombarded with the low velocity electrons from flood gun and positively charged areas of storage allows these electrons to pass through standard pass per target, then by producing standard image on screen. It is the complete concept that we have looked from the flood gun. From the flood gun, the electron beam continuously strike the positive area. So from here, the electron will be allowed and will be displayed on the phosphor screen. Okay. Now, mesh storage has a for the mesh storage we are having this storage mesh one and phosphor screen. But for the phosphor storage, for the both we are having a thin phosphor screen. The remaining work or remaining principle is same, but the only main thing is for the mesh we are having storage mesh and phosphor screen. But for the phosphor storage we are having both as a phosphor. Okay. Phosphor storage we use thin layer of phosphor to serve both as a storage and display target. It is used to display the low frequency signals. It is the very important point. Okay, it is used to display the low frequencies. In general, normal oscilloscope has a persistence of few microseconds to few seconds only. Above that, we are unable to persist our signal on the CRO screen. But by using this technique, we can store or we can persistence the signal for a few hours also. Okay, it is the specialty of this storage oscilloscope. Persistence is increased from few seconds to few hours. Right. The dielectric material in general we use is a magnesium fluoride. where the dielectric material is used, the dielectric material is used on the storage mesh, we are using magnesium fluoride. Okay, then what is the role of this electron collimator? Electron collimator will guide the electrons, so it do not deviate from the path. So it is the role of a electron collimator. Electron path is adjusted by electron collimator. Okay. Now CRT displayed signals remains as long as this flood gun is operating. Once this flood gun is off, there is no display of the signal on the CRO. Okay. If we need to erase the signal, then what is the method? See, we are having this positive on the storage mesh, right? So in order to neutralize or in order to erase it, apply negative voltage. Simple. To erase storage, negative voltage is applied to neutralize the stored positive charge. Okay guys, this is for this video. If you have any doubts or share your experience or share your knowledge, how much you gain, please put in the comment box. Thank you guys.